Hi there, welcome to Flowing in Dreams. This is going to be my Shop My Stash for August. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This video is going to be a quick overview of all of the products that I was using in July, selecting some new products for August. I will be showing you the lipsticks I used, and I'll also be showing you which palettes I will be reviewing and going back to this month as well. Before we get into the video, it may be good to know who I am, just in case you're new here. My name is Maaike. I've been a content creator for more than a decade. I have fair skin with a cool to neutral undertone, and I really enjoy chatting about a load of different things. But one of the reasons why I like doing Shop My Stashes is because I really enjoy getting the use out of my makeup, and I actively sometimes try to hit pan on things and use things up, and that's where this video goes in. So if that's something you would like to see more of, then I hope you'd like to consider subscribing. So first up, we're having a look at the drawer and everything that was in here for July. So I'll quickly run you through everything. I used up a couple of products. Then I'll show you all of the lipsticks I was using, and then we'll go into the drawer to select the new products for August. Since I will be traveling for part of August, I just know that I will not be able to try too many new things. So my plan for August is to only select older products and to just try and hit pan and like really get some use out of things again. So let me just run you through what was in the drawer right now. So this is a product that I'm trying to use up, and I'm actually thinking of just making this the only base product I take with me on vacation because I can apply this with fingers, and it is plastic packaging as well. So I think this Giorgio Armani is going to stay in for sure because that is on the use up pile. And for my little cushion trial, I had these three in from different K-beauty brands, and these were so much more successful for me than they were last month. Last month I liked the formulas, but a lot of them were either too dark or way too yellow, and all three of these work for me. This one was still a little bit too yellow, but not too much to the point where I couldn't get down with it. If I blend this down my neck, it's really not that noticeable, and it actually is really pretty, and it's an amazing formula. This is also one of the more expensive cushion foundations I got, so for that price point, it was nearly 30 euros, so for that price point, I feel I should like it. But this was my favorite by far that I've tried, the Romand Bare Water Cushion. The Jung Saem Mool, by the way, is the Essential Skin Nuder Cushion in Fair Light. This one is in 2 Pure 21, and this is a really pretty shade. It is light enough for me, it works really well, I love the formula, it's super dewy and very pretty. And then I also really enjoy my Clio. This is a travel mini, the Kill Cover Mesh Glow Cushion in 2 BP Lingerie. This is really close to already being done though, I think. So you really don't get a lot of product in cushion foundations. That is the only downside, but these two were amazing, and I will definitely make an effort to use these up completely. And I think this one too, like in the future, I will go back to either one of these and just make sure I get more use out of it. But I am going to be selecting 3 new ones to review for you in August, because we need to keep that review train rolling. For concealer, I had a couple of things in. I was keeping the All Hours in as like the concealer of choice to always have something that works for me. So I think either this one or I'm going to select the Kiko one again. I think I'm going to put this one back into my makeup drawer and just select the Kiko one because it is small and dinky like this one from the same. And that one doesn't have a lot of product in. So I know that if I take that traveling with me, it will be a good product. And it's just really something I want to make an effort to see if I can use it up. And if there's only one dedicated concealer in my makeup, in my Shop My Stash, then I know that will work. So this was just in because I tried it out, I think for the first time last month in June, and I really ended up loving it. But I haven't reached for it at all because I was really enjoying my 2 K-beauty picks. So I had the Tip Coverage Concealer in shade 0.5 from the same, and from Peri Pera at the Double Long Wear Cover Concealer. And this was in shade, I think, Pure Ivory, shade 1. And both of these are really lovely. I will definitely go back to these again in the future as well to see if I can use them up. But like I said, I think I'll just select the Kiko one because that is one of my favorite concealers. I've used one of those up in the past and really enjoy it. Then I have a very exciting update. In fact, there are several exciting updates in this video today because my Etude House powder, look at that pan. And I could actually see the second ring there as well. So what happened with this is that I've been digging my brush into the same like little corner of this pan. I don't know, with some products I just do that, and I used to use a really big fluffy brush for applying my powders, but ever since I've been using this one, I've been using a much smaller brush, and then I just like hold it and I just always stick it in. I don't even think about it. But that made me hit pan. I still have plenty of powder left though. However, since again, I will be traveling, I'm going to be selecting my Hourglass Mini to already go into this drawer and just use that for a month because that is not really something I've used a lot. And I think that it's just time to retire this for a minute because I have so many other great powders that I love. Maybe I'll go back to this at some point, but I have already used this for I think over a year. And I'm just really, really game for something else. For bronzer, I had my Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Swept and my Becca Bali Sands, so a liquid and a cream. This I keep trying to hit pan on this. So I think I'm going to keep it in for another round. It has such a big dip. So I think it may happen next month. And the Glossier I ended up liking enough, however, I don't feel it works really well with a brush. So you really need to like first tap it in with fingers and then you can blend it with a brush. But when I tried applying it just with a brush, it moved my foundation around too much. So a bit of a learning curve with this one, but it is a really pretty shade for me, and this isn't even the lightest shade. For highlighter, I had these three in, and I really adore all three of these. These are already long-standing favorites, so I could just select these again in August. This is the RMS Living Luminizer, really pretty, very natural looking highlighter. Love that thing. I love my MAC Show Gold in the summertime. Here again, I have a tendency to only use it in one spot, which is why it looks really used in that one little spot. But this is really pretty. It's like pink to gold, and for summer and with some of these warmer tone blushes I add in, it was a really good match. And then my Fenty Beauty highlighter, the Kilowatt highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. The Fire Crystal side, I have already got a pinprick of a pan there. And here again, I never want to disturb the FB embossing, so I always just stick my brush into the same spot here as well. And you can see that I've used this side now a lot too. So this is the more subtle side, this is more intense. I used to love this one more, but recently I have really been enjoying the other side of this highlighter. I would really like to try the Demi Glows that Fenty Beauty released this year, but sadly when I was in Paris, I wanted to pick it up, but they didn't have my shade. And then what is left in this side of the drawer is the blushes. This is the cream blush from Fenty Beauty. This is the Cheeks Out cream blush in Strawberry Drip. Really pretty, but I think I'm going to be going for my MAC version of like, that does a similar thing, but that's a bit more warmer toned. This still has a pink undertone to it, which is why I love this. The Cheek Lover by Catrice Oil Infused Blush in Blooming Hibiscus. This is really, really pretty. It is NARS Orgasm-esque, but this has a cooler undertone. So it's not as peachy and warm toned as this looks in the pan on the cheeks, at least not in my case. So I really enjoy that. And then I had two products from M Cosmetics in. These are both in the shade Venetian Rose. I have the So Soft Cream Blush and the Heaven's Glow Powder Blush. And these were so beautiful. This again, like the packaging makes you think this is going to be a warmer toned rose. And it definitely has warmth, but I love this mix of like both a pink as well as a warmer rose, and then that subtle shine that it has. Really pretty by itself, but also layered over the cream. It was really pretty. And also the cream can be warm by itself if you want to. I do feel the cream is a little bit more warmer tone than the powder is. The primer I was using is going to stay the same. This is the Artless Glow Base from Heimish. This also has an SPF of 50 in, so I just feel like any extra SPF I can get. I don't think with products like this you apply enough to have it be your only SPF, so I always use a regular SPF 50 as part of my skincare routine anyways, but I love that for summertime this does have that added option. And then very close to being done. Look at how flat this is. This is my Kiko eyeshadow primer. I thought I might be able to use it up, but it's not quite there. I only have some product left in like the very, very tip of this. So again, I think for August, this is pretty much going to be gone. I still have other eyeshadow primers I want to go back to, but I will definitely be repurchasing this. I think in the fall time, I think I'm going to buy some Kiko products again that I haven't tried before to do a full face with, and then I'm going to have to stock up on this because this is now one of my favorites, and as you can see, it's almost gone. And then my setting spray of choice is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. I've only just started using this. It's about like 1/5, 1/6 of the way gone, but that's one really nice product indeed as well. And then in the eyeshadow primer category, I have a really exciting update for you. Are you ready for this one? You guys know I hit pan on this. This is my MAC paint pot. It's gone. She's empty. This is the MAC paint pot in Painterly. I've used this up completely. So this summer vacation, I definitely need to go on a trip to MAC and get myself a new paint pot because this is one of my favorite products. This is one of those products I use up and then I repurchase again, but this lasts me a long time. I think I've been using this particular paint pot for like 2 years straight every single day, and it's only now been used up. It's like my third one that I've gone through. And then the eyeshadow in Yogurt that I was pairing it with, I'm going to stop using as well. You can see that rim of darkness, and I just feel it's no longer picking up any eyeshadow. Could I scrape this out and repress it? I could. But I think I'm just going to be buying like a single from either MAC or maybe Catrice or something because I'm only using it to set my base with, like the paint pot with. So I think I'm just going to buy a simple single in a cream because I like having them together in my drawer. So if I have to like select a full palette just for the creamy shade, that's not going to work. So I've used up the paint pot as well as the eyeshadow. Those are counting as used up. I've hit pan on my powder. And I'm very close to finishing my eyeshadow primer. So to me, that's very exciting. Very exciting. Some other things that I'm going to be counting as used up. Not this one. This is the Catrice Glam & Doll Waterproof. She's fine. But this got dry really quickly. This is by Queen Musia. They sent this to me in PR. I'll have a link in the description box down below if you're interested in their products. But this is the 2053 mascara. And this is just your classic mascara wand. And when I first started using this at the start of the month, it was pretty wet. And I had to be very careful that it didn't smudge along my brow line because it just was a bit messy. But now it's just gotten really dry and flaky. So it dried out really fast, which is a bit of a shame. And the Maybelline Sky High in the burgundy shade, I really wanted to try this because I'm loving brown mascara, but on my lashes, this doesn't look red at all. It just looks like a regular brown mascara, and I don't love the Sky High formula from Maybelline. I don't love the wand. This is far too, like, it's more of a lengthening mascara on me than a volumizing one, and I prefer volumizing, so I'm going to be selecting a brown mascara that is more volumizing. And then in here we have the e.l.f. Brow Gel. This is still going strong. I think I can get another month's use out of it, but that is running low. And I am making good progress on this brow pencil. I mean, again, this is a product that I've had in for, I think this is my second complete year that it's been in my Shop My Stash. This is just the eyeshadow, the brow pencil that just won't run out. It's by The Face Shop. It's the Designing Eyebrow Pencil in shade Gray Brown. But this is now becoming a very small tip. So my aim is to try and see if I can use this up before the end of the year. That would be lovely because I'm actually also quite like itching quite a bit to start using some other brow products. So that was everything that was in here for July, and I of course used some lipsticks again. So let me tell you what. So of course I also used some lipsticks again, so let me briefly talk you through what lipstick I've been wearing. Is this any surprise to anyone? I pretty much reached for a lot of my Lisa Eldridge ones. The ones that I've used that aren't Lisa Eldridge are some K-Beauty lip tints, this one from Lily by Red that I just wanted to use a bit more, and this Amuse Dew Tint. This is one of my favorites actually. It's Kutamol. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but I'll make sure to have it in the description box down below. And the Liddy by Red is in Kill Me Plum. And this is their Glassy Layer Fixing Tint. These were really, really pretty, and they went really well with the looks I was wearing that day. And I just went in with my Mina Color Lip Glow in 371. This is that really nice bright blue tone pink. And this is more like a balmy texture, so it is that sort of balm lipstick hybrid thing that we see so many brands doing. And then I also used my Queen Musia lipstick that I got from them. This is in the shade Becky Sharp. Again, sent to me in PR. This is such a good neutral. I really adored it. What I don't love is that this already smells like Play-Doh. They sent this to me in May, and it already smells expired. So I don't know if this is safe to still be using. That's a bit of a downside, but the shade is really, really pretty. I think it's one of the best neutrals I now have in my makeup collection. And then, of course, my Lisa Eldridge ones. The one I wore the most, one of my favorites for this time of year, is Kitten Mischief from the Luxuriously Lucent line. Really adore this. It went with so many of the looks. I had quite a blue vibe going on with some of the palettes I was using, and then this shade just goes with it so well when I wear it. I also reached for Rosy Shell a couple of times. Like these more like balmy things I just love for the summertime. They're a bit more sheer, they're not as full on as a velvet, which I just really adore. And Rosy Shell is one of the very few cool tones from the collection, which I think she discontinued. There was a sale going on. I also wore Painterly, also from the Luxuriously Lucent line. Really pretty if I want something a little bit more vampy. I did wear Velvet Morning again, another one that seems to be discontinued, which makes me a bit sad. She was having a sale to make room for new things, it said. Meet Me in Berlin is a really nice cooler tone brown, which again, with the right look, this is really, really pretty. And finally, I wore Atomic Cherry. Even though this is not necessarily my favorite, there are definitely looks that I can use this for and that it pairs with really beautifully. So that was everything that was in my drawer here today. So let me go to my makeup drawer and select some new things. So I have 3 new foundations I'm going to be trying because I'm still testing out all of these cushion foundations from K-Beauty brands. So that's the only sort of review part I want to keep going. So I'm going to be trying out the Unleasha. This is the Glass Pink cushion in 21N. So that's one that I'm going to be testing out. And then I'm also going to be testing out the Peri Para. This is the Mood Vegan Glow Cushion in 1 Pure, which is another one I want to test out. And then the Heimish. This is their, it's all in Korean. I don't know the name of this, but it is in shade 21. So those are the only three new products that I'm going to be testing out. Everything else I'm going to be selecting from this nice array of product is going to be old stuff. So I've already mentioned a couple of times that I'm going to be traveling, and this is my favorite travel powder. So this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffuse Light. I think I can just keep this in my makeup collection for a month and I'll be fine. The only other powders I, by the way, still have are this Kiko one. I think I want to start using this one next because I really like my Kiko powders. This discontinued Essence one, the Skin Loving Sensitive, one of my favorites. And I also have the Kosas Cloud Set. So it's going to be the Kiko or the Kosas one that I'm going to be using instead of the Etude House one. And I have one loose powder from Fenty in the shade Butter. For bronzer, I'm just selecting this one from Mario. I already have the Becca in, so I'm gonna go back to this one. This is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. And here is what that looks like. Got a nice dent in there from when I was last using it. So another thing that I hope I can hit pan on, and I really liked it. For concealers, I was mentioning this little Kiko guy. This is the Skin Tone Concealer in shade 2. Really nice, small, lightweight for travel. And this only has 3.5 milliliters of product, so I'll see where things go if I use just this one concealer for an entire month and how far I can get with it. Because I have already used it, and you can see it's not full anymore, so I'm sure I can make that work. So we're good for bronzer. I think for highlighter, I want to do my Glossier Halo Scope. This is also great for travel, actually, so gonna take that with me for travel as well. It's in the shade Quartz. Or shall I just go for nostalgia's sake and use one of my Becca ones? Because I want to get some more use out of vanilla quartz. Yeah, I think that can be nice. So then I have, like, the vanilla one has a little bit of a warmer undertone, and then the Glossier one is a bit more neutral. So that I think will work. And for blush, I just want to go in with some of my summer staples, but still have options. So I'm going to be selecting these two liquid blushes, one from MUA, and the other one is from the Apio Juicy Peng line. This is in the strawberry shade. It's a really nice warmer pink, and Dusty Rose is a really, really pretty neutral on me. So I think those will be pretty. And then two of my like long-term favorites for the summertime, Diffused Heat from Hourglass. This is so, so pretty. It's like a reddish tone blush, but very pretty. And then I just have my MAC Glow Play in Heat Index. This is the replacement for the Fenty Beauty Strawberry Drip. I feel that they give me a similar vibe, but this is more orange heavy, and so it works a little bit better for me as summer progresses. And I think that's it. Those are all of the products I wanted to select from this drawer. So let me put the drawer back together and show you the eyeshadow palettes. So I've now put everything back into the drawer. There are some things that I'm gonna have to take out, like the ColourPop, because I found that if you keep them like this, they tend to leak, and then they don't work anymore. And I will have a new MAC paint pot by the end of next month. So when you see my next Shop My Stash, I will have that one in. And I still need to select a mascara. Hold on. So I have the black brown version of the Lash Paradise. I don't think I've used this one yet. So the original Lash Paradise is one of my favorites mascaras. So hope I like that. And I'm going to be selecting this guy to try out. The Watch Me mascara from What's Up Beauty. This was part of the PR gift that they sent me, and I just haven't tried this yet. So let me take it out. Let's inspect the wand together, because I don't think I've had a look yet. Ooh, that's pretty packaging. Nice light pink. And ooh, that's an interesting brush. Do you see that? It has like really big spikes on this end that look more like a traditional brush, but then it has these like curved, shorter spikes on this end. It's like a dual brush, with one half being plastic and the other half being a traditional mascara, which seems interesting to me. So that's the black mascara that I want to select and just test it out for a month. And then the L'Oreal, again, I haven't used it in the brown shade yet. So everything is in here. Let me show you the palettes. Now, because I will be traveling, I know I cannot select too many like large eyeshadow palettes because I will be gone for half the month really. So I will not be able to show you much of anything. So that's why for the palettes I go back to, I hope to be able to do it before the end of the month. But yeah, we just have a couple of original favorites that I want to go back to. I realized I hadn't really played with the vintage so much ever since reviewing this for the first time. And I thought this could be like a little bit of summer, but it can be light. So I'll see when I reach for this how I feel about the look I want to do. But that I think is pretty. The Zoeva Precious is a really nice small palette. And I know already that the look is going to include this shade because that is one of my favorites. So I'm definitely, these two are really appealing to me. And this is a palette I almost decluttered. And then I decided against it because I really wanted to use these shades more. And I just haven't done so since. So I need to break that. The Essence Cape Town. This is one of my favorite drugstore palettes and such a good one for summer. So when I did my summer palette video in July, I was like, oh, I really need to select this for August. Because I think for August it's going to be pretty. Felt a similar way about the Tartelette Juicy palette. Really pretty warm tones with those pinks. This is giving sunset vibes to me. So therefore I was like, I want to select it because I haven't put this on my face ever since I tried it for the first time. And then an original favorite, a color story that is also a little bit more fall-esque, but that I think is also really, really pretty for the summertime. This is the Venus XL from Lime Crime. It's Berry Heaven. So we're again going for the warm tones for the older palettes that I want to use again, because that is just a vibe I'm still really liking, and I definitely have some good cool tones in the new palettes I want to review. So let me show you those. So in the new palettes I want to use, I just have some small things. Like I said, I don't know how much time I have to be doing makeup looks once I return from vacation, and I'm not going to be taking any of these new palettes with me in a makeup bag. I don't want things to shatter. I'm just going to travel with like a liquid eyeshadow and 2 ColourPop Super Shocks. I don't really tend to do much makeup when I'm on vacation anyways. I tend to really do a pared down routine because who's got time? Like, I don't want to waste time doing my makeup. I want to go out into town and see all the sights and do all the fun things. So for me, I want to keep it small. So that's why I'm selecting my Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette in the shade Myth. So I was able to pick this up when they restocked it, and now that it's been restocked, it's out of stock again, and it was also in her sale, I thought, but why is there lint all over this thing? But this is really pretty. It's purple heavy, but it's got really nice like cooler tone purples in here as well, so can't wait to create a look with this. Then another small one. This is the second palette from M Cosmetics I will be trying. I love the one I have. I think it's in Rodin. This is the Divine Skies eyeshadow palette in Saturn's Return though. And this they were promoted as a cool tone palette. And it definitely has cool tones. It's got 3 cool tones. These 3, depending on what undertone you have, I think if you're super cool toned, these 2 browns can pull a little bit warm because I feel they're more neutral than true cool tone browns. These had a little bit more gray in. I think it would be a better full cool tone palette, but I haven't put this on my face yet, so need to test it out. I feel like I'm covered in mascara. And then we have this guy. I just showed this to you in a haul the other day and already told you that I would be reviewing it because it's such a great small palette. So like this way I can at least review 5 palettes if I have like 3 of these small things in. This is the Mini to Choin from Martina Cosmetics. This is a Belgian indie brand that I've never tried before, but look at this color story. It's giving me, it's very 5 in a box diamond lavender look-esque, especially now that I have it in. I'm like, not sure how I'm gonna feel about it. These were quite dry in the swatches, so I hope they perform better with brushes, but we'll see how this one goes. And of course, the Let's Get Nude from Gloss Gods, a bit of warmth to make up for all the cool tones, because I think all 4 of these other palettes are quite cool tones. So this is the newest release from Gloss Gods in their 12 pan. They also have some colorful like 5 pans out now, but this looked so pretty. I couldn't pass it up, so I'm very curious to see how I get on with this one. And I think everybody wants to know my thoughts on this guy, the Amy Loves with Adept Cosmetics. This is their collab, and this looked so pretty. The minute this dropped, I knew I wanted to grab it, and I got it from Monolith, and looks pretty. It's very nice, sparkly packaging as well. Really pretty cool tones in here. I'm just very nervous for how deep some of these crease shades look in the pan. When I swatched them, they look to be okay, so I have high hopes for this one, but we'll see if it's actually too dark or not. And those are all of the products that I will be selecting for the month of August. So I would like to stay tuned for my next Shop My Stash, which will go up the first Tuesday of September. I will be, of course, going back to some of these things. I have reviews up for all of it, save for the 5 new eyeshadow palettes and the 3 K-Beauty foundations. Those I will just like disperse over my blog in the next couple of weeks. So you can stay tuned for that. But yeah, this is going to be some of these things I just know I'm going to take with me on vacation as well. Something like this is just so easy to use on vacation as well. You can just use fingers. You don't even need a brush. I'm pretty much like into like faff-free eyeshadow and like just makeup in general whenever I'm traveling. So I want to do a bit of makeup, but I never want to wear too much. So that's it for now. Thank you so very much for joining me. If you are curious of where my travels will be going to, I will have a vlog over on the other channel soon once I return. So thank you so very much for joining me. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more by me. We are also doing eyeshadow palette month here on the channel currently, which means daily videos. I've got a giveaway, and we're going to be doing an eyeshadow palette collection towards the end. So stay tuned for all of that goodness, and then I hope to see you in my next one. Bye-bye.